What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jack Catterall, Arnold Barbosa Jr. Get this. This is the breakdown and the layout of this fight. I think this was a very slow, tactical, technical fight. If I was going to describe it, it really wasn't nothing that gave you oohs and ahs. It was Arnold Barbosa trying to be more technical, more smart than he was. And I think he did a good job doing so, because if he hadn't, Jack Catterall would have set him up with straight lefts. He's something like an Erislandy Lara-ish like fighter. Southpaw, very technical, very good with distance. But he doesn't really waste a lot of punches. Therefore, he doesn't really throw a lot of punches. Okay. However, I looked at this fight round after round, and I noticed that Barbosa, was doing a very good job with landing quick, clean, sharp combinations on the inside. The mid-range combinations, especially the right hand, follow with the left hook when he could land it. They weren't always available for him. Now, Catterall, I think Catterall landed some good shots here and there. They wasn't what we thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a boxing clinic from Catterall. I thought Catterall would be slick enough to catch Barbosa coming in. The only difference was, the problem was with Catterall waiting for that is Barbosa didn't give him that opportunity. He didn't wait for him to do those type of things because he expected it. They did their homework on Jack Catterall. They knew that he was a slick southpaw fighter, a Erislandy Lara, a Jesus Chavez from down in Argentina type fighter. They knew he was that type of guy. So they knew, listen, we're going to get our punches, we're going to get in, we're going to get out, and we're not going to get scathed. We're in a foreign land. We are not at home. So this probably won't go the way we think it's going to go. Now, as far as anything else goes, it was a tight fight from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. However, I think in the 8th round, Barbosa went down. And I have to tell you guys, that was a knockdown. That was bullshit. I don't agree with the referee claiming that it was not. No, there was nothing that tripped him. He didn't step on his foot. No, he hit him to the body and he fell. That should have won Catterall the fight right there. Based on the scorecards, based on how we looked at that fight, or how they looked at that fight and scored that fight, Jack Catterall would have won by 1 point on every scorecard, because they have to, by law, label or acknowledge that particular knockdown. And the referee said no, but the referee was American, and it does make you think something. But how much of it can we think? I don't know. But I think that was one of the things that is a protection plan for some fighters. Team Oscar de la Hoya has been subject, Canelo Alvarez, Arnold Barbosa Jr., those guys have never seemed to lose a damn decision. Okay, so there is an issue with that. However, I also have issues with Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall should have known better than to think that he could win just because he's at home, that he can win against a guy like who? Barbosa, an Oscar de la Hoya fighter that is already and also with the zone, that is also still undefeated. You see what I mean? You have to do more than that when it comes to those guys that are coming on the scene, that are in your face, that you have to challenge with an undefeated record. You have to be more acknowledgeable that this could go against you since you got the one loss, since you decide to take your ass to Scotland and lose a decision by Josh Taylor. And really, there's no difference. I mean, he knocked down Josh Taylor. They just had square balls over there in Scotland. They didn't care if he was officially knocked down or not. They were still going to rob his ass, and that's exactly what happened. But in this situation, they didn't give him that opportunity because they know it would have been harder to argue. And I get it. If they would have gave Jack Catterall that knockdown, they would have had it hard enough to convince everyone that Arnold Barbosa still won. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think it was really nothing worth mentioning in this fight. It was mediocre. And I do have a message for Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall, bro, I like your boxing ability. You remind me a lot of a technical southpaw counterpuncher. However, you have to do more than what you're doing. You can't be a Erislandy Lotta that loses fights because of politics. You can't be an Austin Trout that also loses fights due to politics. You have to bring this sport to your will by making things happen, by knocking people out. Not just knocking them down no more, that ain't enough. You got to knock the fucking top off. You have to do more than that 1-2 and grab like a fucking southpaw version of Klitschko. I'm sorry. It's not going to work in your favor. You can see at home they're robbing your ass. So guess what they're going to do anywhere else? Rob your ass again as long as you want to be mediocre. You can't be mediocre no more. You have to take the initiative. Don't let it get you down. Just understand, you are not the cash cow. You won't be that cash cow for a very long time. You may never be that cash cow. However, you can take decisions into your own hands by doing the best, knocking these guys out, and calling out the rest. Bars. That's what you need to do. Okay? Because what we seen today was not even arguable enough for you to say that you won. So why would you think that you won? Why would you run out of the ring like that? Take your shit, own your shit, and make it better. Put those combinations together. Become a counter-punching combination demon. That's what you do. Not the shit that you did tonight. It was bullshit. It was too mediocre. It's too close to call. And he beat you. Based on how many other factors? Sure, there could be some. But you didn't do enough. That's one of the major factors in this fight. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of this shock loss of Jack Catterall losing to Arnold Barbosa Jr. at home in the UK, in Manchester. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.